Hi, welcome to Solution Saturday. I'm Brenda Yoho. I am getting really excited about my book launch, which happens February the 7th, so it's not that far away. I'm busy writing and signing messages in my book and sending it off to some people I've promised books to. I had the opportunity to talk at Eastern Illinois University to the education department, and some of the students asked if they could have a book, and so I'm sending those out today. In addition, I'm also sending them out to some other people as well who have requested a book. And it's so thrilling to be able to say I have a book and that somebody wants to read it. I had the opportunity to talk to Sarah, who is the organizer of the Blanchard community. And Ken Blanchard is one of my all-time favorite leaders, and also Randy Conley, who was part of that group as well. And it was thrilling to know that they wanted to talk about my book and they're going to feature it in this community, and we're going to do a book club and study, and I'm going to be able to chat with people and share my message. So very, very exciting to be able to have that opportunity and share my message. That's the whole point in me writing the book, is to be able to get my message out there and to let people know that feeling good and feeling safe is so important for kids in schools, but it's important at every aspect of our lives. I've been watching posts and making comments on different things, and a business person wrote that bullying that happens in the workplace needs to be taken care of. There is no place for bullying anywhere. I totally agree. And, the question of civility came up, and that's so true. What we see reflected in society is what kids are looking at. That's how they model their behavior, their actions, the things that they say, is what the adults are doing. And I think that there was a video that I watched not too long ago where there was a basketball game of fourth graders, I believe. And so they have all these referees and these games going on. And then before you know it, the referees are fighting. I'm not kidding. I saw a video of referees getting in a fist fight. And I see a fourth grade student looking at them like, what's happening? And that's exactly what I was saying. What's happening? We look to the referees to be the calm in these games and to control these situations, and they lost control. Now, that is unheard of, and I'm not sure. I think I would have been in shock, and then I would have reacted or responded, I guess. Reacting with emotions would have added to the whole mess of the situation. But I was in shock for just a little bit. So we really need to take a step back and think about what we're doing in the world in which we live. So I want to share just one little piece of my book with you if I can. So a lot of things that happen in our lives is a response sometimes to trauma or some kind of situation that's happened to us. And one of the things that I teach and I talk about is that I want kids to be able to find a trusted adult within the school for them to be able to go to. And it's so important to create that in your schools. Be that trusted adult. In the home, there needs to be trust between your child and you. In your community, there needs to be trusting adults. In the workplace, people need to feel trust. Ken Blanchard and Randy Conley just wrote a great book with that exact title, Simple Truths, 52 Ways of Trust. It's something that we need to work on. Now, I want to tell you this little piece that I share in my book. A foundation of empathy supports everyone during a crisis. The social emotional skills the two rules teach provide a strong foundation for helping a school during or after a crisis or a traumatic event. Perhaps the best illustration I have of how the two rules culture can support a school after a trauma is what happened to me. See, I had a car accident in 2010. Now, I was the principal of a middle school, 602 kids. I had a first year assistant principal. Not the best timing in the whole wide world. It was September. So, the staff met to discuss how they would break the news of my accident to the students. However, being a small community, the word was out everywhere. And it wasn't good news. All rumors were floating around, and the kids had already heard that their principal had died. Lots of trauma, even though I was still alive. After students were informed, staff kept a close eye on them and monitored their emotions. I was a trusted adult for all of the students. They were used to seeing me first thing in the morning, in the lunchroom, in the hallways during the day, and at the end of the day when they left the school campus. My presence was a significant part of the structure of their days. The abrupt absence of a trusted adult for an indefinite time was traumatic for all of the students. They weren't even sure if they would see me again at school. The way the students responded was beautiful. A teacher later told me about what happened during this period. He said the students became more caring and empathetic with each other. They drew on my mantra question, the one that each student knew in their bones because they heard it every morning during announcements. Do you want to be part of the problem, or do you want to be part of the solution? The problem was clear. Would the school continue to operate the way it did when I was there, or would it abandon the two rules and let things go to the wolves, as the teacher phrased it? The students chose to be part of the solution, a decision that really showed during this period, the teacher said. Their behavior at school actually improved significantly. The staff responded by drawing even closer to the students. I loved to hear that from one of my veteran teachers. It made me happy. One of the things that I did, I went back to let the kids see me right away. It was important for me to let them know that their trusted adults had not abandoned them, that I was coming back, and I let them see what had happened to me. Many kids who are living in tough situations often have adults who don't always follow through, who are not always there for them, and their trust is broken. And it's so hard for them to build up a trust with anybody else. And so as soon as I was able to get back to them, that's all I wanted to do. When you have an event that happens to you, that's what we need. We need support from others. We need to know that we can count on someone to help us. We all need help. All of us do. We need to know that we have somebody that we can count on to help us. Whether it's a smile, whether it's a, how are you today? Whether it's, hey, you want to go ahead of me in the grocery line? That's all it takes, a little courtesy to let them know that they're valued and that they are a person. We are so busy in our lives, we just go like this, passing each other, and nobody ever having any communication. Have you ever seen anybody in a restaurant by themselves? Have you ever thought about saying something to them? Maybe they want to be by themselves. True, they might. But we need to have that connection. We need to be able to say, how are you? How are you doing? Are you feeling okay today? Something. We're missing out. So for this week, My solution for feeling good and feeling safe is to start saying, "Hi, how are you doing today?" to everyone. Smile, say, "Excuse me." Take a look and see how many people you are seeing who are actively doing that at the store, everywhere you go, in your workplace. If nobody's doing it, let you be the one to start it. That's my solution. When I was working as a teaching assistant, I used to do this phrase every morning. Welcome to the name of my school. And everybody would start saying stuff to me back. It was a little cheesy, as people always call me cheesy sometimes, but everybody had a smile on their face. So you be the one to start it. That's my solution Saturday. Thank you. See you next week.